Let's actually sage this space before we check out the birth chart of Donald Trump in relationship to the moment that he tweeted. We're going to light the incense, which is to cleanse the space. Now, you don't have to, I got this incense at the gas station convenience store, and this is actually a potato. So really, you don't need much to be a witch. You can pay for this pretty much in coins. And this potato is the altar, which I also think is perfect because we're talking about the harvest full moon. This Aries full moon is the harvest full moon. And what is more harvest than a potato? This is what I really look like. Okay. So, at 12:54 a.m. on 1/2/2020, Donald Trump tweeted, "Tonight, Flautus and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together." So my first instinct is he telling the truth? Wouldn't it be convenient if he got coronavirus and then overcame it, and then the message became, if I overcome it, you can overcome it, right? Like that's so let's take a look at the chart and let's see. These are all first draft predictions. I'm a little crunk. I'm not sure what I think, but I just feel like this, I'm just curious and might as well share it because I'm trying to build a business on like slumber party vibes, astrology late night. So I think it's like actually perfect. Okay. So this is Donald Trump's chart. The green on the outside is the green on the outside of the planets right now. This is his rising, so he's a Leo rising. How perfect. Okay. So he's a Leo rising at 29 degrees. Now we have at 26 degrees his Mars. Now we know Mars is retrograde in Aries. Over here, look at green. That's what's going on right now. So Trump's Mars is at 26 degrees Leo, which is trine where the moon is as we speak, and trine almost exactly where Mars is as we speak. Venus in the sky, which is love, money, beauty, the divine goddess, but it's war. It's not like just like happy goddess. It's a war goddess. The counterpart to Mars is there in the sky with his actual Mars. Now, 29 degrees is his ascendant. That's his rising. So when Venus moves into his first house, it's going to move clockwise as time ticks on. We will actually find out whether or not he has coronavirus or it was a stunt or what the fucking story is. More will be revealed about where he's at with his harvest. What we were talking about in the last live. What is Virgo the harvest? What has he harvested? I think it's interesting that his Venus, which is his feminine, is meeting up with his Mars. It's kind of like what I was saying about, like, if you don't listen to people's vulnerabilities, you will become vulnerable yourself because you must understand what's going on collectively in order to survive. So the universe is actually very loving and it's going to give you every chance you get, and it's going to look like the plague, and it's going to look like riots, and it's going to look like racism, and it's going to look like abuse. But it's like, okay, but we got to wake up because it's human versus human right now, and that's not going to work. We're way bigger than that, and we can't, like, again, we can't get the messages between each other. Well, we certainly can't get messages from the aliens so long as we are asleep and just confined to the matrix that some dudes created when they were truly, truly closeted, okay? Now, the other interesting thing here is Trump's Mars and Pluto are in the 12th house. You see that 12th pie slice, that's the 12th house. The 12th house is the house ruled by Pisces and is the collective unconscious. It's things that you can't really control or you don't really control. If you are a practitioner of the healing arts, which with Trump in a 6th house in Aquarius, I'm not sure that he's necessarily, I think if he's doing healing arts, it's accidental. And we do have his Ceres there, which is his asteroid of sort of like nurturing. So he could be going through a monumental, like, I got you, narcissist can't grow, whatever. But this is the meeting of the feminine and the masculine, which is what I've been talking about that's going on in the collective anyway. And actually, as we move forward, we have, oh, right. Okay. So Venus is about to move into Virgo, and it's going to go over these points like opposition wise, right? So it's going to now travel through. It's like the hoes have been hoed and like we got all the harvest over here. And so now as Venus comes through, she's replanting seeds in the area of your expertise, your mastery, your business, what your routines are, and then your relationships that follow, right? So the sun's showing us our relationships. Venus is kind of cleaning up because that's what women do, okay? But for Trump specifically, Venus is cleaning up and checking in and honestly fucking rage out, fighting with, screaming at, trying to heal even if it hurts Donald's 8th house, which is actually the things he tries to hide, his karma. This is interesting. I won't get too deep into it, but one of the things I love is asteroid astrology. So we have asteroid Sylvia and Diana. And these are basically both Roman goddesses who, you know, Rhea Silvia was like the mother of Romulus and Remus, who invented Rome, but one killed the other because he was like, you know, sibling rivalry couldn't be stopped. And Sylvia honestly only got those 2 hills to give to the boys because Mars raped her, and now she was pregnant with his children, but she was a Vestal virgin. So he has the karma, and I won't even get into that, Diana. I don't have time. I'm getting tired. But okay, look at that. And I wonder where in his chart. Okay, now look. Okay, 12th house. We have Romulus. Oh, what'd I say? So 12th house, we have Romulus basically right on his Mars. So even though asteroids don't contain or emanate any light, sometimes the moon doesn't either. It's the dark past. So he has Mars and Romulus. Not to mention, I won't even get into it, but we have Atlantis and Sparta in the 12th house in Leo, where Venus has been traveling. Mars is retrograde. And Neptune, this little doodad here, is in Pisces for everybody and has been, really making all of our 12th houses and wherever Pisces is in our chart kind of confusing. Neptune is interdimensional. What am I doing? Intergalactic, planetary. It is. It's like other dimensional confusion, fogginess, portal. But again, if you can come back to truth, you know, I don't know if Trump remembers his time in Rome, but I do believe that he's carrying Mars, masculine, male energy from a time when rape was normal and you didn't tell anybody and you tucked it under, and the women actually just had to be devious and get back their power, and the men thought they fucking rocked and they would die for their honor and they would fucking kill each other to show that they were the best athletes. And it's like, yeah, man, must have had the smallest, honestly the ones that have the smallest dicks, because why die when you have a giant, it's not even about size, but it's like, you know, if you're a love maker, you want to stay on Earth. So it's not the gladiators that, you know, it's like it's cool to be a good athlete. But in general, if you're willing to fight to the death just for fun, you don't necessarily want to be on Earth that badly unless you're the best, which means that you are stuck in your fucking ego because there is no best. Everyone's different. The charts are the charts are the charts. Coronavirus is coronavirus is coronavirus. Now, is it the same if somebody's very poor or very wealthy, how they are treated or where they have to go when they have coronavirus? Of course not. We need to really realize that, because it is this equalizing thing, and yet some people get care and some people don't. Okay, well, while we're in the deathbed of the age of Pisces and while the Capricorn planets are doing their whole fucking, this is a karmic clean out in Capricorn. Now, this is interesting because the 5th house for Trump means he's getting a revision of the way that he does intimacy and the way that he does partnership and the way that he does creative relationship. And I don't know, maybe for it's 5th house sex, maybe she will finally fuck him in the ass. If the end of coronavirus has Trump letting Melania actually do ass play, the world actually could change for the better. And you know what? 10th house. Okay, so 24 degrees Taurus. That's pretty much like, as far as I understand, that's like the royal queen of Atlantis degree. Now he has Atlantis in his 12th house with Sparta. So there's something going on there. So he actually has a very regal chart. Taurus cares extremely much about money and luxury and looking famous and looking rich and feeling rich. Shocking! Asteroid Narcissus in his 9th house of like learning higher education in Taurus. So it's like, yeah, he's a fucking narcissist, bros. All good. We don't have to keep saying, you know, I think it's actually clinical. Yeah, no shit. It's also astrological, okay? So let's like actually have a little space with like the judgment and the screaming and just actually try to figure out what to do with someone who has this chart, okay? Now, so this is his career. He's the legacy of a king of some kind. But then his 10th house, which is the house of his career, we have Uranus, changes everything. Lightning strikes, the tree breaks, there's a whole new species found living in the tree kind of shit. Like Uranus is, I mean, Trump being president is Uranus. It was like, it wasn't out of nowhere, but like it kind of fucking was. And then he has, basically it's all conjunct, but he has his North Node at 22 Gemini, conjunct his sun, or his North Node's at 20 Gemini. His sun is at 22 Gemini, and we read it at the Moonual tonight. Holy shit, I'm just spot reading this, but this is fucking wild. Moon girls, text me after you watch this. Moon crew, no, we decided it was the Little Witches, because we're the Lillian Witches. Okay, Little Witches, text me after you watch this. How fucking fascinating. The day that Trump gets, or supposedly gets, but the day that Trump gets coronavirus, his sun is on the North Node, so not the North Node. So his fate will be seen when the North Node moves to 20 degrees Gemini and it lines up with Trump's 20 degrees North Node. We will see the purpose of all this in a whole new way. But right now, the North Node is on his sun. Fate is on his radiant energy. It is everybody's time in the collective to do that North Node in Gemini work, to understand ourselves and our neighbor enough to actually create communities that are sustainable, and to understand each other and to really see it all as mirrors. Trump is president right now, and his sun is at the degree that the North Node is in today, in the 10th house, which is his career, which is public life, which is Capricorn, which is going through sort of a death cycle. And he's actually showing us the other side, whether it's true or not. He is showing us, and he's going to show us what happens when someone who has been asleep sees the other side. How does his rhetoric change? That's Gemini, communication. How does the storyline change? We see already he's branding him and Flotus as having a honeymoon phase. Well, doing it together, it's just the two of us quarantined. Honestly, I'm going to let her fuck me in the ass and get cool. If he could only understand the other side of the story, which the truth is, low-key, he does. Because he's not taken care of by the system either. He's not paying taxes. Finding loopholes in the system is what rich people need to do in order to keep the system alive. Then maybe we should have a new system. We all shouldn't need loopholes. If Trump's not paying taxes, then actually his, I mean, of course it's fucking gross narcissism we're talking about without judgment, but it's just like on a, there's a part of him that is, his needs are not being met. Now, he's probably not meeting them for himself, obviously, and he wasn't raised in a way that expected him to. I didn't read the book, but I read Sammy from the Betches excerpts from the Trump book, and it all makes sense. He grew up with a father who was abusive in the same way that he is, and became the favorite instead of rebelling. And so now he is president. But fate is aligned with his fate and his sun and his public status and his Uranus, which is like sudden anything, sudden life, sudden death, sudden change. And every president who has been in office at the time of a great conjunction, which is happening in December, has either been killed, died naturally, or there has been an assassination attempt. Now, what's interesting is, shockingly, actually, nobody has tried to kill Trump yet, which I think is, it's all very violent, but then it's also like, I don't know, someone could try. No, we don't want that, but I'm just saying, it's interesting that no one has. And like I was saying before, if you ignore and ignore and ignore and ignore the actual vulnerabilities of yourself and of the people, and you refuse to be humble enough to see the humanity in us all and appreciate every moment here on earth because you are as vulnerable as everybody, then nature will teach you, and you will learn whether you like it or not. Trump's Saturn is on his Venus, So he actually has hard lessons to learn publicly. 11th house in the collective, via women, via love, via vulnerability. His Mercury, shockingly enough, is also in Cancer. But it makes sense too. That's why he's kind of a liar, because he kind of does think he needs to lie. Some of the men are truly so traumatized that they don't even recognize that they are programmed to only tell half-truths. They're so unsafe that they've made us unsafe. So let's see what happens moving forward. Let's check back in when the North Node is at 20 degrees Gemini. And at the Moonual, we can talk about it tomorrow too, but we're going to take a look at what that Sabian symbol means. And if you want to know more about what the 22 degree Sabian symbol means, literally the whole Moonual from last night, LOL, about to go to bed. I said 4:44, I'm clocking out. You see, the battery's dying. But watch the Moonual from yesterday. DM me if you want to check it out. If you were there, I'll send the replay. Watch the Paris Hilton doc. See her differently. You know, I said this before, I'll say it again. Marianne Williamson, who was the only person on the debate stage worth listening to, describes a miracle based on her work studying A Course in Miracles. But she describes a miracle as simply a shift in perception. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Watch the Paris Hilton doc, because it shows us how the truth and the other side of the story creates in 2 pretty quick to fly by hours. You're going to think you hate it for like the first 15 minutes when she starts going into her voice. And then it's like, oh, actually, this is serious. And it is. Dead fucking serious. And it's about all of you. The same way that we need to watch 13th because it's about all of us, you need to watch the Paris Hilton doc because it's about all of us. We are all slaves. Oh my God, please don't cancel me. I understand that, yes, I'm an abolitionist, 100%. But we're sick. The people are sick. The money is sick. The earth is sick. So all we have really is our souls at this point. So it's interesting to watch the lessons unfold. But by the end of that Paris Hilton doc, your perception has shifted, and God damn it, it's a miracle. So I look forward to talking to you more about it later. God bless anybody that watched either of these. I don't care if you do or you don't, but I had a great time. There's so much more to get into with this chart, but lucky for you, I'm tired, but we'll unpack it and I'll try to teach you this language of the cosmos as I go. And I hope you understand that my comedy career is not over. It actually might have just started, because comedy and healing and astrology and coaching and content, everything that everyone does, not when they're segmenting their time, but when they're actually looking at the whole picture of the way that you spend your time, tells a very particular story. So in whatever way I can, I do hope I make you feel better. And that selfishly, I hope you enjoy your time on Earth more, so that I can enjoy my time on Earth more. Would love a day off, would love a night off. But honestly, it's all off. So I'm on, and it's fun. So fuck it. Enough with the language. Go feel your feelings. It's the Aries full moon, and then work on witnessing the garden tomorrow. Again, watch the Moonual from last night, because Nicole breaks down literally what to do every day of the moon cycle. So yesterday was day 14. Today is day 15. Sit in your emotions a little longer, but take notes. Feel your feelings. Work your telepathy. At the end, I want you to burn that paper that we talked about before. Burn the one with all of the things you need to say to someone. Get them out on paper and say them to yourselves. Write down all the negative judgments, all the fucked up things, everything ugly you see in yourself and the world and all of it. And then burn it before the moon moves into Taurus, or even then. Burn it when it feels like it's time to burn it, and let it go. But hold on to the paper that has your vision of what it looks like when you can look at the whole of yourself and see that it all makes sense and it's all good. And if I have to do nothing else but just instead of saying, I'm Sarah Armour, I'm a coach, I'm a comedian, I'm an astrologer, fuck that. thank you to my coach, Talinata Brava. Check her out. Join her writing retreat. Her writing ritual starts tomorrow, or it starts on the 3rd. And I'm doing it. It's like a 30-day Visioning the Future challenge that she's going to publish. But really, speak your truth. Enjoy the moment. And yeah, I have no idea what I was even going to say. I was like about to wax poetic. And I was like, plug the girls. We need money, you know. Oh no, I know what I was going to say. I don't have to be any of your labels. I renamed my alter ego and the avatar moving into this next, I don't know, century, the age of Aquarius. I am Sarah Starmore. Thank you, Jamel. It was his nickname. I have a lot of nicknames. It's been confusing to know which one, but that is truly the best. Things take time. Life is process. Have a good night. Happy full moon. 444.